LGBTQIAA plus. Don't hate on me if I got it wrong, but I think this is it, right? And if I think about what everything means, LG, so we have lesbian, gay, LGB, bi, T, transgender, LGBTQ. What is Q? Queer. I is intersexual. A is, I think it's asexual. And then we have another A for ally, meaning you're allies with the LGBTQ plus IA. A. But the last A is if you're just an ally with them. So now you just have to be an ally and you're part of this group. But I thought about this. I thought about this because you know those little bubble things that kids love to play with, right? Those little, they have little heart shapes or square shapes, and they have these beautiful colors, and they pop these little bubbles. So innocent. So what's the problem with it? But they put these colors on it, and these colors, these rainbow colors, the LGBTQ plus, I'm just gonna say LGBTQ plus, I'm not gonna say this whole thing. The LGBTQ plus community, they just stole the rainbow. They just stole it. They just said, yeah, we take this rainbow, and if anyone is gonna use this rainbow right now, they're part of the LGBTQ plus, or they support it, or they think it's a good message, or whatever. So now kids and everything, it's also very smart because everyone loves these colors. Everyone loves these rainbow colors. They're so beautiful, so smart. So now they're pushing this narrative. They're pushing this LGBTQ narrative on adults, but not only on adults, but on little kids, on our daughters, on our sons, on our little sisters. They're pushing this narrative on our kids, on our sons. It's unbelievable without us even realizing it because they're just using the rainbow colors. But they are getting used to these rainbow colors. They're getting used to this narrative. It is normal for them to see these colors everywhere. And then later, someone might say to them, someone maybe from the LGBTQ plus community might say to them that this colors means this and it's a good thing. That's why you see these colors everywhere. Our kids are getting brainwashed right under our noses. Our kids are getting completely brainwashed. Their brain is getting a good scrubbing. It's getting a good scrubbing. It's super clean. It's super clean. Because no one is realizing it's happening right in front of our nose. This narrative is getting shoved down our throats and we can't even throw it back up. Insane. Now, even on the streets, I don't know what it's called in English, zebrapad in Dutch, where you have to cross over those white lines. Now they've even places where they put color lines, jongen. Are they crazy? What are they doing? How hard are they trying to push this narrative? When has this happened before? When there is a group of people with a certain thing? Which government has supported that group of people that hard that they push this narrative so hard everywhere? Have we ever seen this kind of, treatment for Islam? Do we get Islamic little things that is this narrative getting pushed like this? Do we get Islamic stuff on the street? No, we don't. We should even be happy if we're in a country where we can display our Islam, display our deen. Because how many countries are there where women are getting slandered for wearing the hijab? Just for wearing the hijab. But in that same country, people can walk around naked on the streets. People can walk around, they can wear whatever they want. But oh man, there is a big problem if you wear the hijab. Why? Because you're terrorists, because you guys are dangerous, because we can't see you. Yani, get the smoke out of my face with these stupid excuses. Because we don't recognize you, you have to see someone's hair to recognize them. But there was no problem when if people are wearing a mask till here and then they're wearing other things to cover themselves when it was Corona time, and then you had no problem recognizing people. But if people are wearing it for the sake of their religion, then it is a problem. Subhanallah. But going back to the point, another video about hijab and about all these things. Going back to the point, the LGBTQ plus is pushing this narrative down our throats and down our children's throats. Because as adults, some of us sane adults, we can still see that things are a little bit dangerous if we keep on heading down this path. Things are a little bit dangerous. If we look at the background of Lut alayhi salam and what happened to his people, it wasn't long after that Allah came down with the punishment. Allah came down with the punishment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, I think the people of Lut alayhi salam, even the wife of Lut alayhi salam, who just supported them, who just supported the people. What did the people do? They were gays. Okay, so they were basically part of the LGBTQ plus. They were gay people doing disgusting acts, okay? Acts that we don't approve as Muslims, acts that are clearly prohibited in Islam. Now, they continued on doing it even after receiving the warnings. And the whole people, the whole nation, I think they got the ground underneath them got lifted. It got turned upside down and slammed back on the ground. I think that's what happened. But I don't know. I think that's part of what happened. Maybe that's what happened in a different story. I'm no scholar, okay? I'm just a guy telling you some stories, okay, and giving you my point of view. Now, if you really want to do, if you really want to know exactly what happens, do your own research. Do your own research, but I'm pretty sure it's from Lut alayhi salam, and I think the wife of Lut alayhi salam also died just because she was supporting them. I think she was trying to run away, but she kind of stopped and something was happening. Either way, that's what happened. That is the history that we have, and now history is repeating itself. Now, this narrative of gays, like back in the day with Lut alayhi salam, that was being accepted. This narrative of people doing whatever they want, thinking that there won't be consequences, they're completely delusional. Consequences will be here, and consequences are coming. Consequences are coming. Don't think that you can do all of these immoral acts without consequences. Don't think that isn't a possibility. How do we stop this narrative from pushing onto our kids, from pushing onto our grandkids, if we even reach that point? SubhanAllah, who knows? Allahu a'lam. Who knows if we even reach to that point? How do we stop this narrative? Because it's spreading like wildfire. It's spreading like it's spreading like wildfire. And our kids are gonna think it's normal, and they're gonna come home with this narrative in mind, with these scholars in mind, thinking that it's okay, thinking it's not a big deal, thinking, it is what it is. And we will have to re-educate them. We will have to try to re-brainwash them, or we have to be in front of them. We have to bring these topics, which is insane, because these are topics we shouldn't be bringing to our children at a small age. But at a small age, this narrative is now getting pushed in their throats. So we don't have a choice. We have to now go to our children, go to our youngsters in the community, and educate them on the matter appropriately. Even if they don't have the appropriate age, but at what age do we do it? Do we do it at the moment they have some kind of understanding of what could be and what cannot be, and what may be right and what may be just? Do we do it at a moment when we know that they can speak a little and they can understand communication? Because at what point, if you look from a child's age, 0 till 7 is extremely important. Now imagine that we as Muslims are not educating our children properly on Islam and on the values of Islam and on the narratives of Islam, but they are getting pushed by school and by TV and by social media. They're getting pushed that LGBTQ plus is okay, and like gays is okay, and all of these things is okay. This is from 0 to 7. This has the most impact on the entirety of their life. The entirety of their entire lives. So what do? We bring these topics to them in this age, at 6 years old, at 7 years old, when they're little babies. Hey, men and men kissing each other, women and women kissing each other, it's not okay. A man turning into a woman is not okay. Like, how do we? I was sick and I had to make a new video. So, well, this is just a progression of this video. But that being said, how do we say this to our kids? And I think, to be quite upfront about it, honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But I don't have kids. But I do have younger sisters and things like that. And if they would ever encounter something like this, or they would ever have a question about it, I would most definitely make sure to educate them properly on the matter. But should we already tell them before they even get exposed to it? That's the question. Should their first exposure to this topic be from the kafirs, or should their first exposure be from us? Because logically and technically, we would want the first exposure to be from us, but then at what age do we start exposing them to these kind of things? That's the question. Either way, if you have siblings, if you have mothers, do what you feel best with. If you think that they're ready and you should already kind of talk to them a little bit about it, do that. If not, you have to see and figure it out. Just be careful, man. Be careful, because it's a dangerous loop. It's a dangerous loop. If they keep seeing these things and they're gonna like kind of think that it's okay, even if we're gonna say, oh, it's not okay, but if everything and everyone in their environment think that it's okay, then it's gonna be very difficult to push back on that. You need a really good relationship with your kids, siblings, whatever it is, to overcome this kind of problem. So you have to see. You have to see. I don't have all the answers for you when it comes to this. I do have a lot of answers for you when it comes to leveling up, improving yourself, improving your deen, things like that. If you're interested in a free coaching session, you can click below. Click the link below. I also have a Twitter right now, and I'm making a newsletter. So if you're interested in following that, links will be in the description. Thank you very much for watching this video. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi. Peace.